Hi guys, I'm Laura Vitale. On this episode of Laura in the Kitchen, I want to show you how to make a fantastic but really easy but show-stopping appetizer that everybody loves. It's my pull-apart garlic knots, if you will. And I stuff them with pesto and cheese, and they're so divine. Everyone loves them because who doesn't love garlic knots? And you are going to be such a rock star if you show up to anyone's house with this, or if maybe people are coming over to your house for game night or holiday party or New Year's Eve or whatever. These are money. Let me run you through the list of ingredients because it's really not that many because I'm taking a little bit of a shortcut. What I have here is some pizza dough. You can make your own or you can buy it at the grocery store. You need 1 pound of pizza dough, but so this is nice, good pizza dough, but I am using some some store-bought pesto because I found this really beautiful fresh pesto in the produce section of my supermarket. You can see it's really lovely and vibrant and green. So I'm just gonna use that because let's face it, there's not a whole lot of really beautiful fresh basil going around the grocery store at this time of year. So I found it, it's delicious, it's beautiful, so I am using it. Ordinarily, I would have stocked up my freezer at the end of summer with homemade pesto. Didn't have the time this year. First time mom, baby, all that, I can only do so much. All right, so let's get started because this is really easy. I also have some mozzarella here, and this is the kind that's kind of wrapped with some plastic wrap. It's not in water because otherwise if it's too watery, then these will become watery, and we don't want that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll out my pizza dough. I want it to be thin but not see-through because I'm trying to get about 30 to 36 little squares out of 1 pound ball of pizza dough. And you can also use, if you want to, you can use maybe like a store-bought, like a pizza dough in a tube. I do think that your flavors might be a little bit different because I do feel like that tastes a little bit differently, but whatever you gotta do to make your life easier, then by all means do that. All right, so once you have your pizza dough rolled out, you just want to cut them into 36 pieces. And if you have any little bit left over, I had this piece that was kind of just hanging. I just kind of cut it up and I'll put it where I feel like it needs it. But you know, keep it easier. So here's how you do this. First of all, what I have here is a round baking pan. And what I've done to it is I've oiled it, and then I also took some aluminum foil and I just rolled it into a ball, and this is going to be the size of the little serving bowl that I'm going to put in the center for the marinara sauce. So I'm going to put it in the center. I oiled it on the sides as well so that nothing sticks, and I do that so that they don't all bake together. I want them to, you know, resemble a wreath. So then all you do is you take your piece of cheese, right? Just dip it into the pesto, put that in there like so, stretch it around to make it fit. It's a little bit messy, I agree, but you know what? It all works out really well in the end because you pinch it together like that. You just place it same side down. It all works out in the end because it's so delicious and just out of this world. So just another one, dip it in there because you want a little bit of that pesto flavor, and then you just pull the sides like so. Look, you make a little purse, right? And then bing, like that. So I'm going to just continue to make them. They should touch each other, so don't worry about that. And I'll show you what they look like when they are all in there. Okay, last one. You kind of just move things around to make them fit if you have to. Now what I'm going to do now is I'm going to cover this with like a loose cloth, like a kitchen towel, and I'm going to let this rest for about 45 minutes or so. And then in the meantime, right when it's about time to put them into the oven, I'm going to preheat my oven to about 425, and I'll show you what they look like before they go in. These babies rested for just about a half an hour, so they're not going to double in size or anything. I just want them to kind of relax, and then once they go into the oven, they're going to puff up and be gorgeous. I'm going to pop them in at 425 for about 20 minutes or so, and then I'll show you what they look like when they're done, and we'll add the last finishing touch, and then we dig in. All right, my garlic knot wreath came out of the oven. It was in there for exactly 20 minutes at 425. I just kind of slid it out of the pan as carefully as I could. And look, the center fits the bowl with my marinara sauce perfectly. But what I have here is some garlic and olive oil. And you want to do this while it's hot. So what I've done is I've taken some garlic and I used a microplane. I just used this guy right here to grate it in. That way there are no big chunks of garlic, but it's just infused with all of that really gorgeous garlic flavor. Oh, it makes my mouth water. And then what I like to do is I like to just take a little Parmesan cheese, just like that. And then what you should do is decorate this with a few cranberries, maybe a few sprigs of rosemary. Oh. See that? The cheese and the pesto. And it's not too much pesto. It's just the perfect amount of cheese. It is such a hit. Everybody will love it, and it's so easy to make and put together. I think you're really gonna love it. And if you want to, you can play up with the middle, you know, with the center. You could add pepperoni. You could add some sun-dried tomatoes with the cheese. You could add some, stay away from anything watery like mushrooms or anything like that because you don't want this to be soggy. But by all means, play around with whatever you have. The important thing is to just have fun. Go to laurainthekitchen.com. I'll just give you my recipe, and then just make sure you tag me if you do recreate this because it is gonna be a winner. Whoever you serve this to, I guarantee it. Hope you enjoy spending time with me, and I'll see you next time. Bye.